In today's video, I'm going to be going over exactly how I generated $29,000 last month at the age of 17 years old. Let's get right into it. Now, I did this doing a business model that absolutely nobody knows about, and it's called a LinkedIn agency. And you might be asking yourself, what is a LinkedIn agency? It's pretty simple. It's where you provide done-for-you LinkedIn growth services to individuals and companies to put them exactly in front of the people that they want to sell to. And you do this through two different methods. The first method being content, where you're posting on your client's behalf, creating posts like lead magnets and really just telling the story to establish their authority in their industry. And then the second is DMs. This is where you, on their behalf as well, reach out to their exact ideal clients, people that they want to sell to, and you send them personalized messages and close and book meetings with them. And then you provide this to high-ticket B2B services and and also AI automation agencies and SaaS companies. And on average, any client pays you anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 per month, which is just insane. And you realistically only need 3 to 4 clients to hit your first $10,000 a month, which, trust me, is way easier than you think. Now let's get into exactly what you do. You provide 3 core services. Those 3 core services being number 1, profile optimization. Now, your profile is your best salesman, and it's also the best salesman for your client. So you need to make sure it's perfect. And the way you do that is by designing high converting banners using Canva. And you also optimize their headline, speaking about exactly what they do, what company they own, and some social proof. Okay, so it can be something like helping AI automation agencies book more clients. CEO at acquisition.co helped 75 plus agencies scale to over $50,000 per month. Something like that, you know? And you also optimize the feature section, which is practically the landing page of the LinkedIn profile. And then you also add some social proof to establish your authority in your client's industry. And then the second service you provide is content creation. You post 3 different types of content. The first type being lead magnets / viral posts. Now, these are engagement baits, okay? This is where you provide free, valuable information in exchange for a comment. And the reason why you want to exchange that information for a comment, the more comments you have on your post, the more the LinkedIn algorithm will push your post out. So keep that in mind. And then the second type of content is personal story posts. These are very important because these are more human, okay? And it also helps establish your client's authority in the industry they're operating in, like I said before. And then number 3 is value-based content. Now, this is the type of content that converts a lot because this is exactly where your ideal client sees people who already know of you, who have already maybe even reached out to you, okay? And I'm going to be breaking all 3 of these posts down more later into the video. And you also have to post 3 to 5 times per week. I recommend 5 times a week because you just get more reach and your account stays more warmed up. Now, DM systems are exactly where the money is made, okay? Now, if you know exactly who you're targeting, if you know exactly who you want to sell your service to, and you send out personalized DMs to each and every single one of them, tailored to exactly what company they work for, certain results they've generated, or a certain post they posted, okay? So, and if you send out 100 to 200 of those DMs, not daily, but weekly, I guarantee you're gonna close at least 5 to 7 qualified meetings, and at that point all that matters is just ability to sell, and you can literally close your first client within a week and a half if you're doing this. It's insane. Now, all that I spoke about is called hyper targeting outreach. Okay, it's where you are completely focused on this one niche of people and you make sure you personalize each DM you send out, okay? And then also having a follow-up sequence. A lot of people lack this. Follow-ups are where majority of the meetings are booked because it takes a couple of pushes to have somebody follow up, and you can easily implement follow-up automations from multiple different softwares. And doing all of this can get you around 20 to 40 qualified calls per month, which is just absurd. Now, you might be thinking, okay, well, I know how to do all of this, but who do I do it for? Who do I outreach to? Who do I provide these services to? Well, let me explain. I've been in this industry for quite some time, and I know exactly who the primary targets are, who your exact dream client will be, formerly known as ICP, Ideal Client Profile. Okay, now there's 3 primary targets. The first target are AI automation industries. Now, these people are crushing it. They're selling AI systems to businesses and they're making a shit ton of money off of it. The only issue they have is getting actual leads because you're relying on conventional methods like cold emailing and cold calling, which are bringing in garbage leads who have already been pitched to multiple times. And then the thing about LinkedIn is that their exact ideal clients, their dream clients, are already on LinkedIn. All you have to do is attract them, and they haven't been pitched to 50 times, so the likelihood of them saying yes is way higher. And then the second most high converting target are SaaS companies. Now, SaaS companies stand for software as a service. Now, if you've ever used Spotify or Netflix, those are all softwares that are sold to you as a service, right? So the main thing these SaaS companies need are demo bookings. And if you can bring them in even 20 to 30 qualified demo bookings per month, they're more than happy to pay you $5,000 per month because each of those calls that you give them are worth 10 to 50K. So they have absolutely no issue paying you $5,000, even $7,000 per month for that. And then the third target is B2B service providers, people like high ticket consultants, coaches, or coaching businesses, and their entire ICP, everybody that they want to sell to, are already hanging out on LinkedIn. And the reason why all of these work is, as I said before, their ICP, ideal client profile, their dream client is already on LinkedIn, and they all have high value deals, anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000 plus per deal. And they need a consistent flow of qualified leads. And the very crucial part is that they understand marketing ROI. They understand the worthiness of getting qualified leads. They understand it all. So they have no issue paying you anywhere from $3 to $5, maybe even $7 or $10,000 per month retainer, as long as you bring them consistent qualified leads. Because if they're making an extra $20, $30, $40,000 off you, even 10, 12, 15K off you, they have no issue paying you $3,000 to $5,000 per month. Okay, so now that you know exactly what type of services you provide and who you provide them to, let's deep dive more into the exact service you do for yourself and your clients. First, obviously, being content that converts. Now, there's 3 different types of content. There's lead magnets, also known as top of funnel. There's personal posts, also known as middle of funnel. And then there's value posts, also known as bottom of funnel. And top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel basically represent audience awareness level. So top of funnel are people who don't have no clue who you are, who have no clue what your business is, who don't even know you can utilize LinkedIn to get qualified leads. And the middle of funnel people are people who know you, people who know of LinkedIn acquisition, but they just don't understand the value of it, or they don't really understand the full worthiness of it. And bottom of funnel are qualified buyers, are people who know you, who know the value you provide, and who know that you can utilize LinkedIn to generate more qualified leads and make more money. They just need help doing it, and they're in the market for finding an agency that does it. Now, here's some different frameworks of each different type of post. Let's start off with lead magnet / top of funnel, so the people who don't know who you are. Let's look at the hook here. I book 100 plus calls per month for AI agencies. Now, the thing about this hook is that you provide them with a dream outcome. They will all want to book 100 plus calls per month because 20% closing rate, you're closing like 20 calls, right? Each worth like $5, $10, $7,000 per month. So they want that. And you putting AI agencies here automatically filters every other type of business out. And then you have like a little teaser, okay? And then a very key important factor in lead magnet posts is that you provide free value in exchange for a comment. So you tease the value, and the value is also revealed in the body itself. So you can say something like, I book 100 plus calls per month for AI agencies using a framework that 99% of people have no access to. This is it. And then you review the framework, and then you tell them, if you want this framework, you have to comment framework. It's a lot of frameworks. And then you can get it. And the results is when you get 300 plus comments, that equals more reach, because LinkedIn's algorithm just for some reason loves comments. And the algorithm just posts them really fast. This is the hook, okay? The first 2 lines are the hook. This LinkedIn account is 14 days old, and I booked 30 meetings and closed 5 clients from it. Again, dream outcome. It's all because I have a specific framework I follow. Only a few select founders have this viral LinkedIn playbook. This is why I'm giving out my LinkedIn viral framework that covers. Now, this is you teasing, right? This is you teasing the value, and then you give it away, right? How to create a viral LinkedIn lead magnet post that book 3 to 5 meetings, yada, yada, yada. And then you sell them the dream outcome again. You can start booking 20 plus meetings per month with this framework. Just comment agency, connect with me, and I'll send it over. Again, the CTA. And this post got 500 comments. So LinkedIn really pushed it out, because you can see it got 20,000 impressions, which is crazy. And I did make a shit ton of money off of this post as well. And now let's move on to middle of funnel. So people who are aware of you, who are somewhat problem aware, but just aren't ready to purchase, right? Also known as personal posts. Now let's look at the hook. This morning I woke up and saw 15 new booked calls for my AI agency client. Here's the system we used. Now, the main purpose of this post is to establish your authority and also to be relatable, okay? You don't want to sound like a robot. I woke up this morning and I checked my phone and I saw I booked 15 new calls for my AI agency client. Me saying this line automatically calls out the AI agencies who do want to book meetings. This filters out every other business, like I said before, because I'm focusing on AI automation agencies. And then here's the system we use, and I provide them with the system. As I said before, I increase the level of authority I have and also the relatability. Now let's move on to a value post, also known as bottom of funnel post. These posts are developed for people who are ready to purchase. Now let's look at the hook. 3 DM mistakes are killing your B2B outreach. Now this is the hook, okay? Because somebody who knows that they're lacking in DMs, who are lacking in some way, shape, or form, that are taking leads away from them, will automatically click on this, see the value you provide. So for example, the body is you're using generic opening lines, there's no personalization, you have weak CTAs, right? Anybody who reads this sees the value, and then they're like, you know what, let me book a meeting with this you. Exactly here. You can see it in this post. If you want to generate more inbound leads from LinkedIn in 2025, don't focus on creativity. This right here is the hook, and this is very important because you're taking a common fact and you're flipping it upside down, so people are like, what the hell is this little you talking about? And then you give them value, and then the dream outcome as well. And it's exactly how I've helped clients generate 30 plus qualified meetings per month on autopilot. Now, one very valuable thing I want to tell you guys about value in your post is that you need to have 2 things in mind. Can the reader implement whatever value you're giving away within the next 24 hours? And would people be willing to pay at least $2 for this value. Now you can see here in the value I have said use Clio, a Chrome extension, to extract top performing posts, and then following a proven framework that you analyze from your competitors, you make your own post 20% better than theirs, right? And I said it here as well. Use Clio and then develop a custom GPT for post ideation and formatting, and then make a draft based on ICP's pain points, and then adding your own little mix. This is all stuff they can do within 24 hours, okay? So boom, that gets checked off. And you honestly only need to check off one. If you check off both, that's really good. And then obviously the second one is like, bro, if you're giving away information that I wouldn't pay for using a rock I found on the ground, bro, scratch that. Actually provide valuable information, okay? Because the thing about posting is that you want to give away the information, but you want to sell the implementation, because not everybody knows how to use LinkedIn properly, right? And now that's obviously one part in generating qualified leads for yourself and your clients. Now the second part are DMs. Now these are some high converting DM frameworks. Now I have a 3-step DM system, okay? Here's the first step. You need to identify who you're targeting, right? So this can be lead magnet commenters. So as I showed before, anybody who comments in those lead magnets, you send them a DM, something like, hey, thanks for commenting under my post. Here's the resource as promised. By the way, are you currently utilizing LinkedIn to generate qualified leads? And that little question you put at the end will cause them to answer. Then you can converse with them and then book a meeting with them. And you can also DM people who have engaged with your content and also connected with you. You can say something like, hey, thanks for the connection. Did you need anything in particular, or did your finger slip? Haha. Something open-ended, right? They reply with, haha, no, I don't need anything, just liked your post. And then you talk with them, converse with them. My bad. And then boom, book a call with them. And then profile visitors is the same thing. Hey, saw you view my profile. Are you currently utilizing LinkedIn to generate more leads? Or hey, saw you viewed my profile. Did you need anything in particular, or are you just stalking me? Haha. Something, something funny. No, not salesy whatsoever. All right, and it's personalized. And speaking of personalization, the second step is personalized outreach. You can look at this DM right here. Hey, name, looks like you're doing a great job for your clients. Came from your pizza post after having an unhealthy frozen pizza. How's LinkedIn working out for you right now? This is a very good outreach DM to somebody who doesn't really know you. Okay, because it shows that you read their post, because I'm coming from the post where they wrote about pizza, right, and how unhealthy frozen pizza is. And by the way, don't make all your outreach messages about pizza, okay, because I'm telling you, the fact I have to say this should tell you enough, because I've had people who have messaged me and be like, oh, no, my outreach isn't working. Well, let me see your messages, and you're talking about pizza. All right, so by personalization, I mean talk about something that they posted about. Okay, and then this question right here, how's LinkedIn working out for you right now, is very good, because like I said before, you converse with them, you highlight their pain points, you tell them how experienced you are, and then boom, 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 shakalaka, you have a booked meeting in your calendar. And then number 3, I said this before and I'll say it again, use a follow-up sequence, you fucking idiots. I'm telling you right now, if you don't have follow-up sequence, or you're like, oh, I don't need follow-up, you're an idiot. You need follow-up. This is where majority of my meetings are booked. A very simple sequence is obviously the first day you send them a message, okay? Hey, la 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 la. They don't respond, whatever. And then on the 3rd day after them not responding, you send them a value add message. Something like, hey, saw your post on this specific thing. Here's a quick tip that I think may help. And then day 7, you can send them a case study to share. You can say something like, just wrapped up a campaign for a similar company of theirs. Obviously, name the company. And then you say something like, book them, 40, 50 calls in 32 days. Want to see the full breakdown? And obviously, if you did that for a similar company, they know that you can do that for theirs. And they'll automatically want to book a call with you or speak with you. And even if they still don't, you send them a final reach out. All right, now you're desperate. You need to do this. And you can say something simple like, hey, circling back, are you still working on your, and then whatever goal they might have discussed or whatever goal they're posting about, yada, yada, yada. And if you're still feeling unsure about this business model, I'll give you a laid out plan on exactly how you can hit your first $10,000 a month. Now here, it's simple. A baby could do this, right? You charge each client at least $3,000 per month. And I'm telling you, I haven't seen any person charge less than $3,000 per month in this entire agency model. Okay, and then you realistically need 3 to 4 clients to hit your first $10,000 a month. And so the calls you need around 15 to 20 calls at a 25% close rate to get to that goal. And the timeline is, it takes you 30 to 60 days with consistent action. This, to hit like my first $10,000 a month, I be dead serious, probably took me like, to sign my first client, it took me about like a month, I'd say. And then from there was just uphill, and I made my first 10K month within like 4 months of doing this shit. So it works, right? And then the startup cost is, you only need LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which is like $80. And then design tools like Canva and ChatGPT Pro, it's only like $20 combined. So total is under $100. So it's, you don't need a big bucks to start this shit. And yeah, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope this clears some shit up with you, and I hope you start your LinkedIn agency. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.